In this video, we'll go through exam questions that cover the criteria, convert between units of length, weight, capacity, money and time in the same system. You can locate the questions on the mathsmath.com website under level 1. The questions come from different exam boards. We'll start with the non-calculated questions and then we'll move to the calculated questions. Here is the first one. Fabio is a restaurant manager. He has this list of jobs. Fabio thinks he can complete all of these jobs in 4¼ hours. Is Fabio correct? You must show your working. So we've got the jobs listed. Check supplies, 3/4 hour. So that is 45 minutes. Quarter of an hour is 15 minutes. Half is 30. So 3/4 will be 45 minutes. Then we have write rotas, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Update social media, 50 minutes. Do accounts, 1½ hours, so 1 hour and 30 minutes. So we have 5 and 0 and 0 and 0, that is 5. 4 and 2, that is 6. 6 and 5 is 11. 11 and 3 is 14. So we've got, so far, 2 hours and 145 minutes. 145 minutes, how many hours is that? In 1 hour, there are 60 minutes. So 2 hours will be 120 minutes. So if I take away 120 from 145, that leaves me with 25 minutes. So that's 2 hours that I took away by taking away 120 minutes. So I'm going to add 2 to the 2 hours that we already have. So that is 4 hours and 25 minutes in total. Fabio thinks he can complete all of the jobs in 4¼ hours. But this is a bit longer than that, 10 minutes more. So to answer the question, is Fabio correct? I'm going to say no. It takes 10 minutes more because 4¼ that is 4 hours and 15 minutes, whereas he needs 4 hours and 25 minutes, so 10 more minutes. Denise decides to buy 10 kilograms of wax. She finds these details. Deal A, wax £34.99 per 10 kilogram. Deal B, wax 75 pence per 200 grams. Which is the better deal? Show your working. Okay, so she wants to buy 10 kilograms of wax. And with deal A, that is £34.99. With deal B, you're going to need to work it out, because it says 75 pence per 200 grams. Now, in 1 kilogram, there are 1,000 grams. K means 1,000. So, 200 grams, that is 5 times smaller than 1,000 grams. In other words, 5 lots of 200 will make 1,000, which is 1 kilogram. So what we need to do to the price is to multiply it by 5. So 75 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, so 5 down and 2 carried over. 5 times 7 is 35, and the 2, that is 37. So 375 pence That's the cost of 1 kilogram. In pounds, that is £3.75. So that's for 1 kilogram, but she's going to buy 10 kilograms. So we're going to multiply this by 10. 3.75 times 10. We're going to make 3.75 10 times greater. So we're going to move the decimal point one place to the right. So this becomes 37.5 or £37.50. So we're comparing this now with £34.99, which is cheaper. Deal A is cheaper. Denise needs 30,000 milliliters of ribbon to decorate the candles. Write 30,000 milliliters in meters. So in 1 centimeter there are 10 millimeters. To convert this now, 30,000 into centimeters, 30,000 millimeters into centimeters, well, we need to divide this by 10. So 30,000 divided by 10. As 30,000 ends in 0, you can just knock off 1 0. So this becomes 3,000 centimeters. Now we're going to need to convert this into meters. So, as we already know, in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters. So we need to divide 3,000 by 100. So we knocking off 2 zeros. It gives us 30 meters. A mug of tea contains about 20 milliliters of milk. How many 20 milliliter servings are there in a 1 liter bottle of milk? In 1 liter, there are 1,000 milliliters. Milliliters are very small amounts. That's why you need 1,000 of them to make a liter. So as a point of reference, we have bottles of oil typically coming in 1 liter, so 1 liter bottles. Whereas in milliliters, we measure medicine. So a teaspoon holds 5 milliliters. So milliliters are very small amounts. So 20 milliliters for 1 mug of tea. 5 lots of 20 will make 100. So with 100 milliliters of milk, we can make 5 mugs of tea. And you can imagine 10 of these will make 1,000. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And each of these makes 5 mugs. So we're looking at 10 lots of 5, which is 50 mugs or 50 servings. What is 2 hours and 38 minutes in minutes? So 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. We've got another hour, because it's 2 of them, so another 60 minutes. And then we have 38 minutes. So we've got 8, 6 and 6 is 12, and a 3, that is 15. So 158 minutes. A baker wants to order enough flour for 10 loaves of bread weighing 750 grams each. She has a recipe for a 500-gram loaf of bread which needs 480 grams of flour. How many kilograms of flour does the baker need? So for 500 grams of bread, she needs 480 grams of flour. But she's going to make breads which weigh 750 grams instead. So she will need more flour. But how much more? If you look at 500 and 750, 750 is 1.5 times 500. So it's 500 and half of it, which is 250. So same thing will happen with the flour. You need 1.5 times of what you need for the 500 gram loaf. So 480, what is half of that? That is 240. So that is now 12 by 7. So 720 grams of flour are needed for a 750 grams bread. She's going to make 10 of them. So what we're going to do is 10 times 720. So that means adding a 0 at the end. So that gives us 7,200 grams, because we're using grams. Now we've got to give our answer in kilograms. So we know that in 1 kilogram there are 1,000 grams. Again, the clue is there in the word. K means 1,000. So 7,200, that will be over 7 kilograms. Precisely 7.2 kilograms. So it's like dividing 7,200 by 1,000. 7.2 kilograms. You are preparing to enter a local surfing competition. You know that it will take you 45 minutes to drive to the competition, 11 minutes to put on your wetsuit, 25 minutes to register for the competition. The competition starts at 1 p.m. You start the above activities at 11:30 a.m. Will you be ready in time for the competition to start at 1 p.m? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. So it takes 45 minutes to drive to the competition. So that's 3/4 of an hour. $11 to put on the wetsuit, 25 minutes to register for the competition. So what I'm going to do, the 25 here, I'm going to split it into 15 and 10. So I add the 15 here, which makes 60 minutes or 1 hour. So we still have the 10 minutes from the 25 and also the 11 minutes here. So it's in total 1 hour and 21 minutes. If starting the activities at 11:30 a.m. add 1 hour, that gives us 12:30 p.m. add 21 minutes, that will give us 12:51 p.m. which is before 1 p.m. So will you be ready in time for the competition to start at 1 p.m? The answer is yes. You use the following instructions to make bread. 20 minutes to make and prepare the mixture, 50 minutes to bake, 15 minutes to cool, and it's ready to eat. You want the bread to be ready to eat at 10:30 a.m. You start making the bread at 9:15 a.m. Will the bread be ready to eat at 10:30 a.m.? Show your working out and write the answer in the box below. So we have a total of 20 and 50 and 15. So again, if I add 10 to 50, it gives me 1 hour. So I'm going to borrow 10 from the 15 to make 1 hour. So 15 take away 10 leaves me with 5. So now I have just 5 here. 5 and the 20, that makes 25 minutes. So if you start making the bread at 9:15 a.m., we add 1 hour to that. Which takes us to 10:15 a.m. Then we have 25 minutes to that. 15 and 25, that gives us 40 minutes. So 10:40 a.m. Will the bread be ready to eat at 10:30 a.m.? No, because it will be ready 10 minutes later. Janice wants to paint the fence panels in her garden. Each fence panel needs approximately 300 milliliters of paint. She buys 2 tins of paint. Each tin contains 1.5 liters of paint. How many fence panels can she paint before she runs out? Show your calculations and the workings out here. So she buys 2 tins of paint. Each one contains 1.5 liters of paint. So 1.5 and 1.5, that will be 3 liters of paint. Each fence panel needs approximately 200 milliliters of paint. So we've got milliliters now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert the 3 liters into milliliters. In 1 liter, again, there are 1,000 milliliters. So in 3 liters, there will be 3,000 milliliters. So if 300 milliliters are needed for 1 panel, how many panels can you paint with 3,000? So what do you notice? 3,000. We just add in a 0, and we do that when we multiply by 10. So 300 times 10 gives us 3,000. So she can paint 10 fence panels before she runs out. Carly will give each child a bag of sweets. She buys a 1 kilogram box of sweets. She puts 50 grams of sweets into each bag. How many bags can she fill from the 1 kilogram box of sweets? So we're looking at how many lots of 50 grams fit into 1 kilogram. Like we've said earlier, in 1 kilogram there are 1,000 grams. We know that 50 and 50, that will give us 100. So in 2 bags, there will be 100 grams of sweets. We know that 10 lots of 100 will make 1,000. And there are 2 bags in each of these. 2, 2, 2, 2. So it's like 10 times 2. So that will be 20 bags. We now move into the calculator questions. Charlie works in a beauty salon. She has 3 appointments today. The time needed for each appointment is Mrs. Green, 1.5 hours, Miss Price, 1 hour and 20 minutes, Sam, 3.25 hours. He will have a 45-minute break. Charlie will start work at 9:15 a.m. He wants to finish work by 4:30 p.m. Will Charlie finish work by 4:30 p.m.? Well, So we have 1.5 hours,
1 hour 20 minutes, and 3.25 hours. Then a 45-minute break as well. So 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's 1.5 hours. 1 hour and 20 minutes, and 3 hours and 15 minutes. Then 45 minutes as well. 45 minutes and 15 minutes, that is 1 hour. And 30 minutes and 20, that is 50 minutes. So I'm going to add 1 hour here. So 1, 2, 3 and 3, that is 6 hours and 50 minutes. 6 hours 50 minutes, that's almost 7 hours. So it's like 7 hours take away 10 minutes. So if he starts work at 9:15 a.m. after 1 hour it will be 10:15, 2 hours 11:15, 3 hours 12:15, then 13:15, 14:15, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another one. So we've added 7 hours, now we're going to take away the 10 minutes. 5 take away 0 is 5, 1 take away 1 is 0, so that is 4:05 p.m. So will Charlie finish work by 4:30 p.m? The answer is yes.
Jasper decorates flower pots to sell in his shop. He knows that it takes 12 minutes to decorate a flower pot. Jasper works from 9:30 a.m. until 12:50 p.m. on Tuesday. He takes 20 minutes for a coffee break at 10:30 a.m. How many flower pots does Jasper decorate on Tuesday? So he works from 9:30 till 12:50. But we need to take away 20 minutes. So I'm going to take away the 20 minutes from the end time. So 12:50, if I take away 20 minutes, that will be 12:30 that he finishes at. So if he starts at 9:30 and he finishes at 12:30, he will have worked for 3 hours. Twelve take away 9 is 3. So 3 hours of work. We've got the time it takes to decorate a flower pot given in minutes. So what I'm going to do is convert 3 hours into minutes. We know that there are 60 minutes in 1 hour, so 3 times 60 gives us 180 minutes. And if I divide that by 12, it should give me how many flower pots he's able to decorate. So 180 divided by 12 gives us 15. So that's 15 flower pots. Chester will paint the other walls and the ceiling. He finds the colour he likes in 2 different sizes. Chester thinks the larger tin is better value for money. Is Chester correct? Shall you decide? The smaller tin, that costs £10.15 and holds 700 millilitres. The bigger one, the larger one, holds 1.5 litres and costs £21.21. Now they are in different sizes, so what we need to do is to bring them both to a common size. So we could work it out per litre, or we could get what is the cost for both at 1.5 litres or 100 millilitres. So there are different ways. So for the smaller tin, we get 700 millilitres at £10.15. What about 100 millilitres? How do we get from 700 to 100? By dividing by 7. So we'll do the same here. So £10.15 divided by 7 gives us 1.45. So £1.45. With a larger tin, we get 1.5 litres, which is 1,500 millilitres, for £21.21. What about 100 millilitres? How do we get from 1,500 to 100? And we can work it out by doing 1,500 divided by 100, which is 15. So that means we need to divide 21.21 by 15, which is 1.414. So in terms of money, that will be £1.41. So for both, we have the cost per 100 millilitres, and that is £1.45 for the smaller tin and £1.41 for the bigger tin, the larger tin. So as you can see, this is cheaper, £1.41. And Chester thinks the larger tin is better value for money, so he's correct. There will be 6 matches in total. Each match lasts 20 minutes. There is a 5-minute gap between each match. Shaz wants to have the last match finish at 14:10. What time should she start the first match? So 6 matches at 20 minutes each. 6 times 20 is 120 minutes, which is also 2 hours. And we also have a 5-minute gap between each match, so there will be 5 gaps between the 6 matches. So 5 times 5, that gives us 25 minutes. So this will last 2 hours and 25 minutes. Shaz wants to have the last match finish at 14:10. What time should you start the first match? So we're going to go backwards. 2 hours and 25 minutes. So 2 hours first. 14 take away 2 gives us 12. So 12:10. And then we'll take away 25 minutes. I'm going to take away 10 minutes first to bring this to 12. And then I have 15 minutes. So I've broken this down into 10 and 15 minutes. So 15 minutes before 12, that's going to be 11:45 a.m. or just write 11:45 because that's the same in the 24-hour format. Shaz buys drinks for the players and the spectators. Each of the 4 teams will have 6 players. So that is 4 times 6, which is 24 players in total. She estimates there will be 50 spectators in total. Shaz allows 1.2 litres of drink per player and 300 millilitres of drink per spectator. The drink is sold in 2.5 litre bottles. How many bottles will Shaz need to buy? So there are 24 players and she's allowing 1.2 litres per player. So we'll do 24 times 1.2, which is 28.8 litres. We have 50 spectators with 300 millilitres each. Now we've got litres here, so I'm going to convert this into litres before I do calculations. We know that in 1 litre there are 1000 millilitres, 500 millilitres, that is 0.5 litres, 300 millilitres, that will be 0.3 litres. So I'm going to do 50 times 0.3, which is 15 litres. So in total we have 15 and 28.8, which is 43.8 litres. And we've got that the drinks come in 1.2 litres. So 43.8 divided by 1.2 gives us 36.5 bottles. So we can't buy part of a bottle, so we're going to say 37 bottles. Jack is doing an apprenticeship in animal care and management. He is working as an assistant at a reptile centre. Jack learns about how to look after reptiles. What is the maximum length of a box terrapin in millimeters? So we've got a table with habitat, animal type, maximum length in centimeters, optimal temperature and humidity for the 2 animal types. So we're looking for the maximum length of a box terrapin, which is this one here. So that is 15 centimeters, but we've got to give our answer in millimeters. We know that in 1 centimeter there are 10 millimeters. What about 15 centimeters? How many millimeters are there? So to get from 1 to 15, we multiply by 15, so we'll do the same here. Times 15, 10 times 15 gives us 150 millimeters. Asha lives in Nottingham. She's planning a cycling trip in Holland. Asha lives in Nottingham. She's planning a cycling trip in Holland. Asha plans the trip in 2 stages. Take the train from Nottingham to Harwich. Take the ferry from Harwich to the Hook of Holland. This is part of the train timetable from Nottingham to Harwich. How many hours does the 1928 train from Nottingham take to get to Harwich if it runs on time? Give your answer as a mixed number. So from Nottingham at 1928 to Harwich International, and it arrives at 22:58. So 22:58, take away 1928. 8 take away 8 is 0, 5 take away 2 is 3. We've got to take away 9 from 2, which means we've got to borrow. So now we have 12 take away 9, which is 3. 1 take away 1 is 0. So it takes 3 hours and 30 minutes, which is 3.5 hours, because we can give our answer as a mixed number. The cycle bags that Asha buys weigh 0.85 kilograms each. Asha fills one bag with clothes. The clothes weigh 473 grams. How much does the cycle bag containing the clothes weigh? So we've got 0.85 and 473 grams. So 1000 grams make 1 kilogram. Because we can't add grams and kilograms, so I'm going to convert this into kilograms first. So 1000 grams equal 1 kilogram. 500 grams equals 0.5 kilograms. 400 grams, that is 0.4 kilograms. 473 grams equals 0.473 kilograms. So I'm going to add 0.473 here. Which gives us 1.323. Kilograms. Reg finally decides he will make dinosaur cupcakes for his son's party. He finds 2 different ways to decorate them. We've got cupcake toppers, pack of 7, £1.20 per pack. Cupcake wrappers, pack of 4, 90p per pack. Reg will make 24 cupcakes. Will it be cheaper for Reg to buy 24 toppers or 24 wrappers? Show your working. If we work out the price per one, then we can compare. So we've got a pack of 7, which costs £1.20. So if I do £1.20 divided by 7, should give me the price per one. Which is 17 pence. Here now we've got a pack of 4, which costs 90 pence. So we'll do 0.9 divided by 4, which is about 23 pence. So this is more expensive than the last one. So we're going to choose the toppers. And as it says, will it be cheaper for Reg to buy 24 toppers or 24 wrappers? We're just going to write toppers here, and we're going to multiply each of these by 24. So I'm going to do 24 times 0.17 and 24 times 0.23. £4.08 and £5.02, just to show the working out and get the full mark. Andy's making a timetable for work to be done on Monday. Cleaning the walls, 40 minutes. Painting the base coat, 70 minutes. Letting the base coat dry, 120 minutes. Painting the top coat, 95 minutes. Andy will start work at 1 p.m. He thinks he will finish by 6:30 p.m. Is Andy correct? Show how you decide. There are different ways we could use to work this out. We've got 120 minutes here, which is the same as 2 hours. We've got 70 minutes, which is 1 hour and 10 minutes. We've got 95 minutes, which is 1 hour and 35 minutes. Then we have 40 minutes. So we have 10 and 35 and 40. Which is 85 minutes. 85 minutes, that is 1 hour and 25 minutes. So by taking away 60 from 85, we get 25. So 1 hour and 25 minutes. So I'll write 25 minutes here and carry 1 over. So now we have 1, 3, 4, 5 hours. 5 hours and 25 minutes. So he starts work at 1 p.m. If we add 5 hours, 1 and 5, that is 6. So that will be 6 p.m. after 5 hours. Now we need to add 25 minutes. So that will be 6:25 p.m. He thinks he will finish by 6:30 p.m. and that is correct. So he will finish 5 minutes early. Simon has a luggage allowance of 23 kilograms. He has already packed 18,400 grams. How many more kilograms can you pack? So in 1 kilogram, there are 1,000 grams. What about 18,400 grams? How many kilograms is that equal to? So we'll do 18,400 divided by 1,000, which is 18.4. So the same now on the other side. 1 times 18.4 gives us 18.4 kilograms. So far he has packed 18.4 kilograms. And the allowance is 23 kilograms. So 23 take away 18.4 is 4.6 kilograms. So 4.6 kilograms is the answer. Your boss needs to go to a meeting in London on Sunday. He lives half an hour drive from Stockport station. He doesn't want to leave home too early. The meeting starts at 14:00. It is in a hotel, a 15-minute walk from the station in London. This is the train timetable for Sunday. The website also has information about ticket prices. Work out the best train for your boss to catch. Explain why you chose that train. So if the meeting starts at 14:00 and it's going to happen in a hotel that is 15 minutes away from the train station, then the latest that he can arrive is 13:45. So Stockport to London, arriving around this time. This would be too late. So the one prior to that is this one here. And it's set off from port at 11:24. And in terms of the cost, we've got off-peak because it's Sunday, so that includes weekends. We've got single way, £44.55, and return, £89.10. So is this the same as half of this? Let's figure out. So £89.10 divided by 2 gives us £44.55. So there is no difference in cost whether you book it single or return. So I'm going to give the details here. Train is 11:24. Port to London. Explanation: this train will arrive on time. Your bus will travel back on Monday. Work out the cheapest cost for your bus to travel to London and back. Okay, so they're not returning during off-peak times. You need to look for the prices here now, in the next column. Does it work better to combine a single ticket off-peak, because we're going on Sunday, and a single ticket peak during peak times, because we're returning on Monday? Or does it work better to have this instead, because that's for any day? Let's have a look. So £44.55 and £175 gives us £219.55. We're going to write it here. Now compare that with £242. It's cheaper. So we're going to say one single ticket off peak and single ticket peak. So 2 single tickets. The student states that 540 centimeters is the same as 54 meters. Are they correct? Explain your answer. So we know that in 1 meter there are 100 centimeters. Centi like a century, or cent in a euro, so there are 100 of them. What about 540 centimeters? What's that equal to in meter? So what do we multiply 100 by to get 540? So we'll do 540 divided by 100, which is 5.4. We'll do the same here now, times 5.4. 1 times 5.4 gives us 5.4 meters. So that's definitely not 54 meters. Are they correct? We're going to say no, and we've shown the working out. An aircraft passenger weighs his bag. He goes to the check-in desk and says that his bag weighs 14 grams. The person at the desk says this must be incorrect. Explain why. 14 grams, that is too small. That is too light. Even the bag itself, without anything inside, would be more than that. So this must be 14 kilograms. So we're going to say even the bag itself is more than 14 grams. This must be 14 kilograms. A woman is training for a triathlon race, which includes a 1.5 kilometer swim. She needs her swim time to be 33 minutes. She trains in a swimming pool which is 50 meters long. She needs to know the average time she must swim each length. What is this time? So it's a 1.5 kilometer swim. Let's convert that into meters because we're going to work with meters. So 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. 1.5, that's 1.5. So this is 1,500 meters. So that's the total distance that she needs to swim. And the swimming pool is 50 meters long. So how many lengths will make 1,500 meters? So we'll do 1,500 divided by 50. Which is 30 lengths. She needs the swim time to be 33 minutes. So if we do 33 divided by 30, this is 1.1. So that's 1.1 minutes for each length. Now, what's that equal to in minutes and seconds? So if I do 1.1 times 60, because there are 60 seconds in a minute, should give me the total number of seconds. So that is 66 seconds. So that is 1 minute and 6 seconds. A man has a flight at 19:15 on Thursday. He must arrive at the airport 2 hours before this time to check in. He needs to know what time he should leave home. He will park his car at the airport car park, and it will take 15 minutes to get to the check-in counter. The distance from his house to the airport is 90 miles. He will drive at an average of 60 miles per hour. What time must he leave home? Let's start with the last bit. It says the distance from his house to the airport is 90 miles. And then he will drive at an average of 60 miles per hour. So 60 miles, 1 hour. 90 miles, that's half an hour extra. Because it's half of the number of miles extra. So half of 60 is 30. So we're adding that on top to make 90. That's why 1.5 hours. You can always do 90 divided by 60 and it will give you 1.5 anyway. So we've got how long it will take him to drive there. Then we've got that we'll park the car at the car park and it will take 15 minutes. So 1 hour 30 minutes to get to the airport, then 15 minutes to get to the car park, or from the car park to the airport, and he needs to be there 2 hours before the time to check in. So 30 minutes and 15 minutes, that is 45 minutes. 1 and 2 hours, that is 3 hours. So he needs to set off 3 hours and 45 minutes before 19:15. So 19:15, going back by 3 hours. So 19, take away 3 gives us 16. So 16:15. Now we've got to go back by 45 minutes. If we first go back by 15 minutes, it takes us to 16:00. Now we can go back by another 30 minutes, and it will go to 15:30. So he must leave home at 15:30. You and your friend Josh are planning the journey to the airport. You're going to get a taxi from your home to Lancaster and then a train from Lancaster to Highfield Airport Station. The taxi journey from your home to Lancaster is 16 miles. The taxi drives at an average speed of 40 miles per hour. You use this formula to calculate the time in hours that it takes the taxi to drive from your home to Lancaster. T is equal to distance in miles divided by speed in miles per hour. This is a timetable for trains from Lancaster to Highfield Airport Station. You need to arrive at Highfield Airport Station by 13:30 and would like to arrive as close as possible to this time. Complete the following table to show when to leave home and the details of your journey. Show your working out in the box on the following page. Let's work out how long it will take to get to the airport. So we got the formula. Distance is 16 miles. And the speed is 40 miles per hour. So 16 divided by 40 gives us 0.4. So 0.4 hours. To work out what that is in minutes, we'll do 0.4 times 60, which is 24 minutes. So we've got taxi first, so they need to take taxi first, then take the train, and then the plane. So taxi is the first step, which takes 24 minutes. But we've got to work it backwards, because the only time we're given is 13:30, which is the time they need to be at the airport station. And they need to get there as close as possible to this time. So looking at arrival time for the train, we've got 10:35, 12:50, 13:10 and 14:45. 14:45, that would be too late. So that's why it needs to be this one, 13:10, with departure time 12:05. So if we allow 5 minutes here for, waiting for the train, so we can say to be at the train station at 12:00. So going backwards now by 24 minutes, that will be 11:36, because 60 take away 24 gives us 36. So time when they will leave home that will be 11:36. Arrive at Lancaster, that will be at 12. Depart from Lancaster, that's 12:05. Arrive at Highfield Airport Station, that is 13:10. Now you've got the space here for working out, which I've done on the front page because I just didn't want to move up and down and I wanted to focus on the calculations. You buy a light for the tank. The description on the light says it will last for 20,000 hours before it needs changing. You have the light on from 8:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. You think that it will last more than 5 years. Will the light last more than 5 years? Shall you work it out and write the answer in the box below. Let's work out how many hours a day the light is on. So from 8:30 a.m. if we add half an hour, that will go to 9 a.m. Then, to get to 12 p.m., which is midday, we add in here 3 hours. From midday to 9 p.m., that is 9 hours. So 9 and 3, that is 12 and a half, 12 and a half, so 12.5 hours. You could also jump from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., which is 12 hours. Whichever you prefer, whichever way you prefer. So 12.5 hours a day. If we divide 20,000 by 12.5, should give us the number of days that this will last. Which is 1,600. Now we know that there are 365 days in a year, so if we do 1,600 divided by 365, will give us how many years? Which is 4.38 years. So that is less than 5 years. Will the light last for more than 5 years? We're going to say no. Jared wants to bake 6 loaves of bread. A loaf of bread takes 7 minutes to prepare. Jared will bake all the loaves at the same time. The loaves will take 45 minutes to bake. He allows 10 minutes for them to cool down. What is the latest time that Jared should start preparing his first loaf of bread so that all the loaves are cooled by 6:15 a.m.? Show your calculations and the workings out here. So he's making 6 loaves of bread, and one of them takes 7 minutes to prepare. So 6 times 7 gives us 42 minutes to prepare them. He will bake all of them at the same time, and it takes 45 minutes to bake. So we add in 45 minutes to this as well, and then he allows 10 minutes for them to cool down. So that is 42, add 45, add 10, 97 minutes in total. If I take away 60 minutes, that gives us 1 hour, 37 minutes. So if he needs to finish by 6 6:15 a.m. Let's go backwards by 1 hour, which takes us to 5:15 a.m. Now we'll split 37 minutes into 15 minutes and 22. So going back by 15 minutes will take us to 5 a.m. Now going back by 22 minutes will take us to 4 something. What is that? If we do 60, take away 22, gives us 38. So that is 4:38 in the morning. Ian is going to a concert. He decides to drive to the concert and back. The concert starts at 7:15 p.m. Ian will take 1.5 hours to drive to the concert. He wants to arrive at least 10 minutes before the concert starts. What is the latest time he should leave home? So it takes 1.5 hours to drive there, so that is 1 hour and 30 minutes. And he needs to be there at least 10 minutes before the concert starts. So this is 1 hour and 40 minutes earlier. So 7:15 p.m. If we go backwards by 1 hour, that will be 6:15 p.m. Now 40 minutes, we can split that into 15 minutes and 25 minutes. So going backwards by 15 minutes will take us to 6 p.m. and then another 25 minutes will take us to 5:35 p.m. So 60 take away 25 gives us 35. So 5:35 p.m. is the time he needs to set off. Work out the number of minutes in 7 days. So we know that in 1 hour there are 60 minutes. So in 24 hours, how many minutes are there? So we'll do 24 times 60 gives us 1,440. So that's how many minutes there are in 1 day. What about 7 days? So we'll do 7 times 1,440, which is 10,080. You could have also done this by going 7 times 60 times 24, which gives you the same answer. The concert will start at 7:30 p.m. Anya wants to know when to open the gates to let people in. She wants to allow at least 30 minutes to check tickets, and then 40 minutes for people to buy food and drinks. What is the latest time the gates should open? So the concert starts at 7:30 p.m. Let's do 30 minutes. So going back by 30 minutes will take us to 7 p.m. Then going back by 40 minutes will take us to 6:20 p.m. because 60 take away 40 gives us 20. Convert 1,200 grams to kilograms. So in 1 kilogram there are 1,000 grams. What about 1,200 grams? So what do we multiply 1,000 by to get 1,200? So we'll do 1,200 divided by 1,000, which is 1.2. So we'll do the same here. 1 times 1.2 gives us 1.2 kilograms. How many days are there in October? There is a nice and easy method that you can use and you can search for on the internet for remembering or working out how many days in each month. But basically we've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So it starts with 31 days, and then March has 31 days, and then May has 31, and then July has August as well. So this is the only exception where we've got them next to each other, and then October and December. So you can see the pattern. They all have 31 days. The ones in between, they have 30 days, apart from February, which has typically 28 days. So we're looking at October, which has 31 days. Megan owns a dance studio. One day, Megan starts teaching her dance classes at 5:30 p.m. Megan teaches 2 classes, each lasting 45 minutes, teaches 1 class lasting 30 minutes, has 10-minute breaks between classes, needs 25 minutes to tidy up and lock up after the last class. She plans to meet up with friends at a restaurant after her classes. It takes 12 minutes to walk from the dance studio to the restaurant. Does she get to the restaurant by 8:30 p.m? You must show you're working. So the 2 classes lasting 45 minutes each, that is 90 minutes for both of them, which is 1 hour and 30 minutes. And then we've got 1 class which lasts 30 minutes, has 10-minute breaks between classes, so that is 3 classes in total, class here and 2 classes, so that is 2 breaks of 10 minutes each, so that is 20 minutes. And then 25 minutes to tidy up and lock up, so we'll add 25 here. And it takes 12 minutes to walk from the dance studio to the restaurant. So will she get to the restaurant by 8:30 p.m? So starting at 5:30 p.m. 1 hour 30 minutes and 30 minutes, that gives us 2 hours. So if I add 2 hours here, that will be 7:30 p.m. Now, if I add 20 minutes, that will be 7:50 p.m. I'm going to split the 12 minutes into 10 and 2. So adding 10 minutes will take us to 8 p.m. So I've got now 25 minutes and the 2 minutes, that is 27 minutes. So if I add 27 minutes, that will be 8:27 p.m. So does she get to the restaurant by 8:30 p.m? Yes, 3 minutes early. John fixes a chain to each handbag to make the handle. Each chain handle is 75 centimeters long. He needs enough chain for the 50 handbags. John has 5 rolls of chain. Each roll of chain is 6 meters long. How many more 6-meter rolls of chain does he need? You must show your working. So each chain handle is 75 centimeters long, and he has 50 handbags. So we're going to do 50 times 75, which is 3,750 centimeters of chain that he needs. He has 5 rolls of chain, and each roll of chain is 6 meters long, so that is 5 times 6, which is 30 meters. Now we need to work out how many more 6-meter rolls of chain he needs, but we've got these in 2 different units, in meters and centimeters. So if I convert this into meters, it might be easier to work with. So 3,750, if I divide that by 100, because there are 100 centimeters in a meter, you get 37.5 meters. So he has already 30 meters. So if we do 37.5, take away 30, that gives us 7.5 meters needed. Now each roll of chain is 6 meters long, so 1 will not be enough. So he needs 2 rolls. Two more rolls. When Melissa sells clothing for recycling, she receives a basic amount of £1.20 per 500 grams of clothing, 10% extra if she sells a batch with more than 100 kilograms of clothing. Melissa sells a batch with 143.5 kilograms of clothing for recycling. How much does she receive? So £1.20 per 500 grams of clothing. What about 143.5 kilograms? But first we need to convert that into grams. We know that in 1 kilogram there are 1,000 grams, so we're going to multiply this by 1,000. So 143.5 times 1,000 gives us 143,500 grams. So how do we get from 500 to 143,500? So we're going to divide this by 500, which is 287 times, so we'll do the same here. So 287 times 1.2 is 344.4. And since this is money, that is £344.40. She gets 10% extra if she sells a batch with more than 100 kilograms, which is the case here. So what we're going to do is work out 10% of 344.4. So 10 divided by 100 times 344.4 gives us 34.44. So £34.44, which we're going to add on top of £344.40. And that is £378.84. Melissa sells bottles of shampoo in the charity shop. Melissa fills the bottles from a container that holds 12 litres. How many bottles can Melissa fill from the container? So we have the bottle which holds 400 millilitres and the container which holds 12 litres. They are in different units, so we need to convert the 400 millilitres into litres or the 12 litres into millilitres, whichever you prefer. In 1 litre there are 1000 millilitres. I'm going to convert the 400 millilitres into litres. So what about 400 millilitres? How do we get from 1000 to 400? So I'm going to do 400 divided by 1000, which is 0.4. So I'll do the same times 0.4 gives us 0.4 litres. So now I can do 12 divided by 0.4, which is 30. So 30 bottles can be filled with the container. On the last day, the students will have a 20-minute lunch, then a 15-minute registration, then a 35-minute assembly. The students will leave school at 1:50 p.m. What is the latest time lunch should start? So they leave school at 1:50 p.m. So we're going to work backwards. 35 and 15, if we add them together, that gives us 50 minutes. So if I go backwards by 50 minutes, it takes me to 1 p.m. Now I need to go backwards by 40 minutes. So that will take me to 12:20 p.m. because 60 take away 40 leaves us with 20. So the latest time that lunch should start is 12:20 p.m. And that's the end of the questions.